Hello guys and welcome back to Gemini Gamer. So this video is basically going to be me sharing my thoughts and opinions on the new KSP Making History Expansion DLC, and basically trying to answer the question of whether you should buy it. So I paid the whole $15 for it, and so don't expect any bias from me other than me loving the game. I really enjoy the game, have almost 2,000 hours of play time on it, so that's basically the only bias. But don't expect me to lie and mislead you on trying to get you to buy anything. I'm not going to do that, so you can trust me, I hope. And so I'm not going to go into too much of the features because there's a lot of review videos out there and stuff like that, so you can go ahead and watch one of those other videos. So I'm not going to go into too deep into it, but I'm going to go ahead a little bit into it, not too much, just basically the basic things. So one of the biggest things you get in the game from buying the DLC is new parts, new historical parts. They're very well modeled compared to the rest of the parts in the game. They're really good looking, but however, you can do really well, better, I guess, honestly, with mods. So I'm not gonna go into too much other than that right now. A little bit later in the video I will, but just know that you get a little bit of a variant switcher. It's kind of a part switcher, but not really as advanced as it is, the mod. So you can switch textures as you go and stuff like that. You can do all that stuff, and you can basically make the parts look differently, more stock alike or more historical, depending on your preference. And you also get a EVA suit switcher, spacesuit switcher, so that's kind of cool. Wasn't expecting that. And that's pretty much it for VAB and construction stuff things. Oh, and you also get launch sites, new launch sites. Depending on whether you're doing missions, you can basically choose wherever. Basically, that launch site, secondary launch site, can be placed anywhere with missions, but that's only with missions, so don't expect too much from that in the normal stock game. And so yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the missions. So we're already talking about it. So the missions basically allow you to create better like stock or custom contracts that are more advanced. They allow you to do more things and require the player to be doing more things, like specific heights or specific locations or specific parts, or even part failures at this point you can do too. So that's all pretty good. It's pretty nice, and it's going to be custom, so everyone can do it. You can do it if you end up buying the DLC. You can make your own mission, you can share them. Don't exactly know how easy it's going to be to share these things, but hopefully it's good and stuff. So yeah, and I think that's eventually is going to add a bunch of depth into the game. You can make your own little stories, missions, like you can get Kerbals to do stuff. You can make little landing sites and add little history to why you wanted to do it and stuff like that. You get a lot of messages that you can pop up and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool, in my opinion. So yeah, I mean it's decent. The DLC is not bad. It's okay. I'm not angry about wasting $15 on it. I don't think it was a waste. I think it's cool because eventually it's gonna, move on to something better, I think, as time goes on with more updates and stuff like that. So, but yeah, however, it really sucks because, I like the game and I would like to tell you that you should go buy it, but no, you shouldn't go buy it. It doesn't provide enough unique content that you can't get through mods. If you bought it, you could still reproduce it without buying it. You could reproduce it with mods, at least close to it. The parts, you can reproduce that easily with mods. There's a lot of historical mods out there. You can go download one from the forums and stuff like that, and you'll match it, and you'll probably get better performance, better looking parts, more fun because you didn't pay $15 for them. And the texture switcher, the variant switcher, you can get the part switcher mod that's out there in the forums too. It's a lot better. It has more functionality, and it's free. So yeah, and even the spacesuit switcher, there's a texture replacer that you can basically download custom spacesuits. It's just not one single spacesuit that the creators added. You can get multiple spacesuits, different looking spacesuits, and you can even take the suit off. I don't think you can do that in the normal DLC. And that's just a lot more functionality, as I said. And you can, with that same mod, you can add a skybox and make the game look a lot prettier and stuff like that. So it doesn't really add that much in that front, but the only real thing that it's kind of unique that it does add is the mission creator, that whole thing is pretty cool and stuff like that. However, you can kind of get close to it using a couple contract mods out there. Kind of harder to get together, but you can do it. You can kind of recreate it. It's still not going to be as robust as a new making mission creator. However, you know, for free, I wouldn't mind, right? I wouldn't really mind and stuff like that. So basically, don't buy it because you want the parts and the suits and the textured switcher thing. Don't buy it because of that, because there's a lot of mods out there that add even more parts, more historical parts. Back in the day, we had FASA, that NASA mod that added all the historical NASA parts, the Gemini capsule, all that stuff. I think we have something more newer like that in recent times. I think I was gonna do a review on it, but I forgot the name of it. But sorry about that. But don't worry about it. But yeah, you can recreate the parts with mods easily. Like, it's no big deal. You can do that. The suit, then you can do that too. All that stuff in the VAB. Launch sites, you can get Kerbal Constructs. I think as a mod that lets you create launch sites in other spots. Better looking launch sites. Not as robust as this one, but you know, still pretty cool. You can probably, I think you can even work it to get launch sites in other planets, and the mission creator also lets you do that, but it's still, again, it's free, right? But yeah, if you're gonna buy it for the parts, don't do it. You can get mods and stuff like that. The only reason you should buy it is for the mission maker, but even then you can kind of get close to it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you know, I can't tell you to go buy it. I mean, if you love the game, you're gonna like it. But, you know, I can't tell you to go buy it. So, you know, there's just not enough unique content in it yet. Eventually, however, I think as mods and the modding community move towards the DLC, you're going to probably be forced to buy it. Because I believe a lot of mods are going to require the new parts to really, like, fit together with the game, you know. Since the DLC adds 2 new sizes of parts. So I think you might need to move towards that eventually, and you know, the mission maker will eventually kind of force you to kind of do that too, as the mods also add other stuff to that. But you know, that's probably a couple months away though. I don't think you need to do it just yet, but eventually you might be forced to do it, sadly, right? But you know, when that time comes, I'll let you make that decision. But for now, you don't have to buy it. It's not unique enough and stuff like that. You can recreate most of it with mods, and yeah, you can have fun that way. But, you know, if you're against mods, then maybe you should go ahead and buy it. But that's pretty much it on that. So, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, if you enjoyed the video, enjoying the content, I'm going to be doing DLC stuff with the game soon. So, don't worry. Content's going to be coming out on Kerbal Space Program. Hearts of Iron 4 content is also being created. So, don't worry about that. Videos relatively on schedule these days. So, hopefully that continues and stuff like that. So, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and click the notification bell for other videos, and I'll see y'all in the next video, whatever that is. I don't know, probably missions or something. So yeah, goodbye.